Okay, we are going. So welcome everybody and I'm happy to introduce our next speaker, Michael Arce, who's going to talk to us and continue to talk to us about our kind of the theme of today of joy in the journey, right? Including self-care, being successful, yes, but enjoying the process. So today, if I were to give a theme to it for all the speakers that are going to be talking, is the well-being side of being a solo entrepreneur. So I'm really excited to hear Michael's story. He has an awesome story and some great tools to share with us. So Michael, I'm turning the time over to you and welcome. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to be here. I hope everyone's doing great, and I hope that we all can take in some great stuff this day. Ben, can I share? I had a slideshow I wanted to put up here.
Yep, let me give you the access.
Thank you.
Okay, it should work now.
All right. Here we are. Finding joy in the journey. That's the theme of my talk. That's the theme of my life. That's what I've seen. That's what I've struggled with. Obviously, it's not the easiest thing to do, especially as a solo entrepreneur. You know, it can be a hard world sometimes. But finding that joy, I've found is kind of the key to true success. Not just thriving financially, which I think it does bring. But success inside in your heart and in your soul, success that you can feel and that peace of mind we're all looking for, that comes with just finding the joy in the journey. A little bit about me. That is my family there. We've had another since that picture, so there's another little baby somewhere that wasn't there yet. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. By LAX, if anyone knows, Los Angeles area. I served a 2-year religious mission in Guatemala. Completely different world down there. But when I got back, I knew that I wanted to help people. That was a core value of mine. I had to do it in order to feel like I was living life and doing what I was called to do, I guess, in life, I came here to Utah, where I'm currently living. I went to Snow College and I studied social work and information technology. 2 different sides of helping people. I didn't know which way to go, but I knew I wanted to do something around there. Of course, I met my wife, got married, started our family. Like I said, we have 3 kids, no end in sight. We'll see what the future has in store for us there. I graduated in 2020 at the height of COVID. I figured, okay, well, that's great. People need IT people right now as everyone goes, remote. That'd be great. But believe it or not, there really weren't many jobs. No one was hiring, and it was kind of a rough period in my life to see that. A series of events actually led me to what I'm doing now, which is web design. I took a job doing landscaping out of necessity. That allowed me to move kind of to a busier part of the state. My wife and I, we moved. She was pregnant with our girl right there at the time, and so moving was a hassle. We were tired, and the next day we just wanted to relax. But I look out the window, and across the street, someone else is moving in, and I just, inside me, I knew you got to help them. So we went across the street to help them, and started talking to them, and they had a web development apprenticeship that they were just starting up, and they said, "Hey, if you ever interested, the spot's open." And I wasn't at the time. I still kind of had a pessimistic mindset in a way. I didn't see that opportunity for what it was. But as time went on, lightning struck, figuratively speaking, and that pathway opened up for me. And that was a huge blessing, because that led to web design, led to a bunch of things to where now I own my own company at Astra Technologies. We do web design, hosting, maintenance, SEO, marketing, anything having to do with the web, whether it's social, if you need graphic design, we can do all that for you. So I want to start with a tale of 2 motorcycles. This is a 1984 Honda Magna. That was the first motorcycle I ever bought. My father-in-law is a big motorcycle guy. My uncle at the time, or my uncle, he was a big motorcycle guy as well. And they were egging me on to get a motorcycle. And I'd never ridden one, not even a dirt bike. and it was kind of a scary thing for me. But peer pressure, what do? You get into it. So I was going online. I was going on Facebook Marketplace looking for good deals. I saw this thing. It was a wonderful deal, of course. What could go wrong? It had low miles. It only had 2 owners. It was the father and the son. So, it stayed in the family. It did clean title. Told by third parties that it was a good bike. My uncle said that's a great starter bike. It'll work really great for you. One minor issue, they said, it's an easy fix, no problem, and I figured, yeah, no problem. I'm not a mechanic by any means. I could barely change my oil, but yeah, no problem. It was a great deal, like I said, and if anything else, it was a fix and flip. Of course, that was too good to be true. It was a lot more than just one problem. The $400 I spent on it, I probably invested just as much trying to fix it up to no avail. Ended up trading it for a blender and got rid of it. I thought good riddance. Of course, only a few months later, I fell for it again. This was a 2005 Honda VTX 1300. Low miles, only 2 owners, clean title, told by third parties it was a good bike. This time I did more research. I went online, I was reading about it. I was told that is a good bike. So I figured, okay, that's more than my uncle saying it. I can believe it a little more this time. Only one minor issue, an easy fix, they told me, of course. Once again, fell right for that one. Great deal. If nothing else, I could fix and flip it. Again, that was way too good to be true. But this time, I don't know if it was just stubbornness in my brain or just me wanting to not give up on this one. I chose better. So I started fixing it up. Again, didn't really know much about car mechanics, much less, motorcycles. I ended up probably breaking more than I fixed. But the more things I broke, the more things I replaced, the more I learned, the more I grew, the happier I was, the more fulfilled I felt in working on this bike, and the more the bike ended up actually meaning to me. Now I have the bike, I ride all the time, my kids love it, my wife loves it, we all love it. And that was just a simple change in mindset. Instead of hating the bike, instead of hating the experience, I chose to see better of it. And that ended up leading to a much more fulfilling time and a much more fulfilling experience. I'd like to lead into what I call the skin in the game principle. I coined it after a term that my old boss used to use all the time when he was offering stock options to employees. You need to get some skin in the game, he would say. And my wife and I make fun of that all the time. But, you're all familiar with the term skin in the game. Just it's a principle that pretty much says your investment or your stake in something has a direct correlative effect on your commitment, on your focus, on your efforts, and on your emotion. This can be applied to any scale, from life in general to a pen. Some of us might know somebody in life who doesn't feel like they really have any stake. They don't know what the purpose of life is. They don't see a purpose, whatever it is. And we can see that take effect on their lives. They feel very little commitment to most ththings. They struggle to focus and stay committed to one thing. Efforts, sometimes, unfortunately, I have to admit, my brother is like this. And I don't see any significant effort, any real commitment, and emotion is the hardest thing, because you see that they're suffering and they don't know what to do about it. To lighten up a little bit more, I have a big pen here. I'm not committed to this. I don't even know where I got it. Couldn't tell you. If someone's put a gun to my head and said, give me that pen, hey, take it. That's actually better for me if you take it. It doesn't consume any time in my head. I have no efforts to save that thing. If I dropped it, I don't even know if I'd pick it up. And emotional attachment, nothing. I feel nothing for that pen. However, one time in an auction, I ended up winning a pen made from wood from Old Yankee Stadium. That pen I'm committed to. Trust me, I know exactly where that thing is. It is safe. I am never going to lose it. I took it out of my house maybe twice to try and impress people. I knew exactly where it was. It consumed so much time in my head because I was worried about it. And the emotional aspect, I love it. I feel for it. I don't want to lose it. That's kind of the skin of the game principle as far as I see it, is the more you invest in something, the more you're going to care about it. I think that's most seen in entrepreneurship, especially as solo entrepreneurs. We're putting ourselves out there, we're investing time, we're investing our faith. Our financials are at stake, our future prospects are at stake. Do we want to retire at 50 with millions in the bank, or do we want to be working a desk job till we're 72 or whenever the retirement age is raised to once we get there? And obviously time fulfillment. You're working 40 hours a week at least for 50 weeks out of the year for 40 years of your life. That's a huge investment. So we can see that skin in the game in play there. So let me ask you all to take a second and just think about your business. Think about where you're at, think about where you've come from, and just between you and you yourself and just you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how's your commitment to your business? Where are you at with that? How's your focus? Are you on your phone when you should be working? Are you diligent? Are you thinking about it after hours? Are you putting in the effort? I mean, probably 100%. We could always do more. So I probably wouldn't even say a 10, but a 9 if you're really trying your best and you're continually working on putting in more effort. It's up to you. Emotion is the one we probably think about the least. When you think about your business, how do you feel? Do you wake up every morning and think, oh my gosh, I got to get back to it. I got to do this meeting. Are you bummed? How does your business make you feel? I think this is a key aspect, because if you have everything but your commitment, so you have an idea, you're not super committed to it, but you're focused on it, you got the effort, you're excited about it, you still probably get it done. If you have commitment and you have focus, but you're maybe not putting in as much effort as you can, but you're still excited about it, it'll get done eventually. But if you don't have that emotion, if you don't have that love, that joy, that passion, that'll tear you down. That'll end up destroying everything, because your commitment will wane, your focus will wane, your effort will wane, everything will end up falling down if you're stuck in a rut of negative emotion. So why choose joy? I love this quote by Ivan Misner. It says, "The habit of finding the good in everything that happens to propel." Oh wait, sorry. Okay, that was taken out of context. I should have put a ... It's talking about positive attitude. The habit of finding the good in everything that happens to you propels your life beyond setbacks. Those who see the best in situations, others, and themselves magnetically attract people, opportunities, and wealth. And I know that's true. I know there is a gravitational pull that people have, that positive people have, that pulls in other people. It pulls in opportunities and offers and wealth as well. Whereas negative people have the opposite effect. They repulse those things. Joy is an empowering principle that strengthens your drive, your vision, and your appeal. Research has found that positivity reduces stress, stimulates your brain, improves problem solving, helps you better identify your opportunities, and propels you forward. That identify opportunities is big, because like I said earlier, if you have a pessimistic mindset, an offer comes, an opportunity comes your way, you're not even going to see it. It might be an inconvenience to you. So you won't even give it a second thought, but a positive mindset will change that completely. Like I said, vice versa, negativity diminishes drive, narrows your vision and expectations, and drives away interest. Just a few stories to illustrate this point. I work with a lot of marketing companies. I'm really tied in with their chats and all the things going on that they have, because I do their website work for their clients so that their funnels have somewhere to lead them that won't drive people away again. And I've seen it. And I 100% without fail, it happens when those chats start to turn negative about a client. So let's say we just have one bad meeting with them. Usually no one will complain. We have 2 bad meetings, 3 bad meetings, or something goes wrong. The second somebody starts complaining in those chats, within a month, that client's gone. Every single time without fail. Within a month, that client's gone. And it's not that the client sees those chats. It's not that the client knows that we're even talking bad about him. but I think it manifests in your work. I mean, once that's the whole company's idea of a person, if they come to me and say, hey, I need a new web page built, this guy again, I'm automatically thinking negatively about the guy. And that's going to reflect in all of our work. That's going to reflect in the quality of work. And that drives them away every single time. Again, within a month, they're gone. I was talking to a buddy of mine who started a marketing agency a couple years ago, I think. He started with a couple buddies of his, and it wasn't going great, but I ran into him. I said, how's it going? He said, well, it's going okay. And I assumed that meant, oh, okay, so it's not going well still. And he said, no, actually, it's going really well. We have tons of business. I don't think I can work there anymore. I asked him why. He said that his coworkers were just too negative. They're always talking bad about their clients, always talking bad about their coworkers, and it was a negative workplace to where they're driving away their own partner. He actually ended up leaving, and he took some business. I think they agreed on that, and the old company is not doing very well with him gone. And again, I think it's a mindset. I think it's a negative mindset that's poisoning their supply. However, not saying I'm perfect. I don't want to say I'm perfect, but I went to a networking meeting a few weeks ago, or a couple months ago, probably actually now. And I'm naturally, I'm an introvert. Talking to people takes a lot out of me, but I've learned to enjoy it. So I get to these meetings and I see people I know, but I want to go and meet some new people. And I started talking to this guy I hadn't met before, and he said he had some web work for me. So I met with him after the meeting, and he said to me, I'm in a network, and I have a web designer in the network that I should be using, but I don't know. I don't want to work with her. And I said, well, why not? And he said, well, I feel like you're a personable guy. I feel like you're the guy I want to work with. And that was big for me, because that's not something I hear every day, but a positive attitude will truly attract and bring in blessings for you and for your business. As such, I wanted to kind of drive these 3 affirmations into everyone's brains. I want to make sure I had time for these. Joy is your duty. Joy is your destiny, and joy is what you deserve. As your duty, you deserve to have your own support. You deserve to have you loving you and loving your work. You owe your state of happiness as well to your ancestors who worked and lived and died for you to have a better life. You owe it to your descendants. I know that when I'm not in a great mood, my kids and my whole house is not in a great mood, but beyond that, I owe it to them to teach them how to be happy. You owe it to your circle of influence. Again, if you have that negativity, you're going to repulse people. You're going to bring people down. I'm sure we've all been to a party or a social event where everyone's having a great time, and then somebody just comes in and destroys the whole thing with something. Oh, I lost my pen that was made from wood from Yankee Stadium. I don't know, whatever they complain about. It brings you down. It really does. So you owe it to your circle of influence to be positive. And then, like I said, you owe it to yourself. You truly do. When you have a negative mindset, you're only bringing yourself down. You're only hurting yourself. You've worked too hard. You've put in too much effort. You survived too much to be pulling yourself down now. So don't do it. Just a quick tip: whether you're consciously or not, every action you take is a means to that end, to be having joy. You eat because you're hungry, you want to feel better. You watch a movie because you're bored, you want to make your mind better. So when you take actions, if you make them more conscious, you'll experience that joy. You'll be more conscious of the joy that you're trying to bring to yourself. Joy, again, is your destiny. I like this quote: happiness lies in the joy of achievement and the thrill of creative effort. Like I was saying, you've taken so much action, put in so much effort towards your happiness, towards your joy. That effort truly does reward you, and you deserve to be happy with it. That joy will then bring you more effort, which will then bring you more joy. It's going to come to you, and it's going to come to you more and more as you take advantage of the joy. Your happiness is inevitable. Oh boy. Okay, finally, joy is what you deserve. Say it one more time, because I know there's so many people who struggle with this concept, but you really have survived so much and done so much. You deserve to be happy. It doesn't matter if you failed before. It doesn't matter if you've made bad choices before. It doesn't matter if you made 1,000 bad choices before. There's always consequences, but those aren't forever. You've achieved, and you will continue to do so because that's what you do. You succeed. Sooner or later in life, everyone discovers that perfect happiness is unrealizable. That's just a fact of life. But there are few who pause to consider the antithesis, that perfect unhappiness is equally unobtainable. Our ever sufficient knowledge of the future opposes it, and this is called, in the one instance, hope, by Primo Levi. You don't deserve to be sad forever, and you won't be, because it's impossible. Joy is coming, and just take advantage of it, make it keep coming. I just want to share some activities to inspire joy. Some of these are things I've read about and practiced. Some of these are just things I've found and I thought were fun. Real quick, I'd like to plug this book, Limitless. I read it probably 2 months ago. Absolutely has changed my life. My wife read it after me. It's changed her life. It's not just a book for business owners. It is a book for every single person. I recommend it to everyone who ever talks about books. It is a great book, and it'll help you, like it says, reclaim your power, unleash your potential, transform your life. Anyway, back to the activities. Smiley thoughts is just a fun one. I heard about last week. So if you can just clear your mind, be calm and collected for a second, and then just think about the act of smiling. Just think about smiling and what that is. And as you think about it, naturally, you'll just want to start to smile. You can feel it start curling up in the corners of your mouth. If you're in a bad mood, you might need a little stronger of a push. Think about your best friend and then think about him or her smiling. That'll usually get me every time. And smiles automatically improve your mood. That research has already been done. So just keep on smiling. Think about smiles. Those smiles will come. Think about joy, want joy, joy will come. Do some affirmations like the ones I did earlier. You can take those, you can make your own. I highly recommend you make your own. Go over them in the morning. Just think about, if for those of you who don't know what affirmations are, they're just kind of phrases that manifest, if you want to use that word, what you want to come. So, make them a present thing. So instead of saying, I want money, make it, I'm a man who attracts money. If you want to be better with people, I'm a person, I'm a personable person, and I enjoy people and people enjoy me, something like that. Run through those in the morning, run through them throughout the day, run through them at night so that the last thing you think about as you fall asleep. Those will seal themselves in your head, and then those things will actually be attracted to you and come to you because of it. Make sure, add in self-boosting if you want to during that. Think about at night what happened throughout the day and realize, wow, yeah, you know what, I did really good at that meeting. I really actually enjoyed hanging out with those people, and I think they enjoyed me. Hey, I closed more deals today than I have any other day this month. Run through those things, self-boost yourself. Accountability. I found this helps a lot. I've done it with my wife. If you have an assistant or somebody you're with for a large portion of the day, an accountability partner is great. So that if you start getting negative, or she starts getting negative, you can catch each other. You can say, hey, if you leave a meeting and start talking negative about how that went, the other person can say, hey, listen, it's okay. It went, this went great. This went great. Keep that accountability going. Switch up the routine. I hated going to the gym in the morning. I started doing it sometime in the middle of the day. Not only did it make work more enjoyable for me, but it made working out much more enjoyable for me. And then just calibration. Take some time, 30 minutes to an hour, maybe every quarter, and sit down with yourself and think, where do I want to be? Do I still want to get there? Where did I come from? What do I need to do to get there? As you have those goals, your whole body and mind will be focused, go in the same direction, and there won't be conflict inside of you, which helps, again, inspire that joy. Just some final closing thoughts. We can't be perfect, but we can be better, and we can always be happier. I named my company Arce Technologies full term is ad astra per aspera, which means through adversity to the stars. And I know that through this adversity, whatever we're all going through, we can get through it and we can reach the stars and we can reach the greatest potential. But we're not going to look out the window once we get to the moon. We're going to look out the window the whole way. We're going to enjoy the view. Here's some quotes, but I'll leave those to you guys to read. Again, it's been a pleasure being with you. It's been a pleasure being an entrepreneur, and it's a learning experience, but it is completely worth it. I know it, and I promise you that as you find that joy, it'll only exponentially increase your success inside and outside.